Acting Speaker, I rise today to speak on the Financial Management Amendment Gender Responsive Budgeting Bill 2024. This is a really critical moment in our state's history, Acting Speaker. We were the first state to implement gender responsive budgeting back in 2022, and now we will be the first to embed it into law. This bill will amend the Financial Management Act 1994 to secure gender responsive budgeting into the future. It will make our government's expenditure more transparent and accountable and allow present and future governments to shape their policies and investments to improve gender equality. This will ensure fairer outcomes for Victorian women and girls and more programs targeted at boosting respect for all Victorians. One of the ways we are already embedding gender responsive budgeting is by continuing to fund respectful relationships in schools. This is a critical program that those opposite have criticised time and time again, but that is seeing phenomenal results across our state. I've seen it in action in classrooms across the Ripon electorate and with my own nephews at their local public primary school. It is teaching the next generation about how to build healthy relationships, resilience and confidence, things that are incredibly important for improving the safety and well-being of women and girls, and that will ultimately help prevent violence into the future. Before 2022, we also began publishing an annual gender equality budget statement back in 2017 and made history with the passage of the Gender Equality Act 2020 that was a landmark step in breaking down discrimination and gender barriers in the workplace. This bill today, Acting Speaker, is the next step and will complement all of our hard work to date. It will ensure that consideration of gender equality remains one of the key principles of sound financial management, no matter what government is in power in the future. And it will ensure that gender equality is considered at every single stage of the policy process. This is an Australian first. It provides a once-in-a-generation opportunity to influence culture, attitudes and outcomes for Victorian women and girls. No more clearly have we seen the need for more change than in the last few weeks across the Ballarat region and beyond. We've seen far too many women allegedly murdered at the hands of men. We are frankly sick of it, Acting Speaker, and our family violence service providers like CAFS, RISC, Baddack, Berry Street and the Orange Door are working non-stop to support victim survivors and their loved ones in our region. They're working with perpetrators as well through men's behaviour programs to try and end that cycle. But they are calling out for more action, including more face-to-face outreach to victim survivors in rural and remote areas, more funding for therapeutic counselling, including for children, increasing social housing in the Central Highlands region, and expanding community connection programs. We've come a long way, Acting Speaker, in the past 10 years since the Royal Commission into Family Violence, but there's still a long way to go in the fight towards equality, and it will require constant focus and persistence. That's why I was so pleased to see last week's state budget continue that focus on building a fairer, more equal Victoria for women and girls. In this budget alone, we have invested $6.1 billion to advance gender equality in Victoria. This includes delivering $657 million for health services, including addressing the pain gap in women's health. $1.8 billion to increase women's economic security by supporting workers in women-dominated sectors and helping women to reskill and retrain. $292 million to assist with cost of living pressures that disproportionately affect women. $29 million to deliver universal Aboriginal maternal and child health services to more families. $129 million to continue to deliver the rollout of the fantastic 3-year-old kinder program and to support families with free kinder for 3 and 4-year-olds. $216 million to support Victorians experiencing homelessness into housing, including women, and $269 million to prevent family violence and support women's safety, taking our overall spend to end violence to almost $4 billion over the last 10 years, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, Acting Speaker, these are critical funds that make a world of difference to so many Victorians, including across the Ripon electorate. In total, more than 130 of our budget initiatives this year have been assessed as having a positive impact on gender equality. While those opposite continue to spread misinformation and fear about our state's finances, This side of the chamber is getting on with improving the health and wellbeing of women and girls, enhancing women's participation in the workforce, supporting more women and girls to participate in education and sport, and making sure that we have the safety and security of a place to call home. Acting Speaker, I'm especially proud of our local budget investments that will strengthen gender equality and work towards ending violence across the Ripon electorate. This includes embedding a lawyer within the Maryborough Hospital and an allied health worker at the Maryborough Magistrates Court through the incredible ARC Justice Loddon Campaspe Community Legal Centre to provide wraparound support to victim survivors. We're also boosting funds to the Ballarat and Grampians Community Legal Centre to offer legal aid to women at maternal child health clinics and to provide early resolution of family law and family violence matters. We're delivering $1.47 million to the One Red Tree Resource Centre in Ararat that is funneling provisional psychologists from Federation University into our rural schools to support more young people with their mental health needs. We're also delivering $374,000 to Macaulay House Ballarat to support women who are at risk of homelessness with a secure home. And we're delivering $5.4 million for a new mental health, alcohol and other drug emergency department hub at the Ballarat-based hospital that will support many local women across our region. Now, this is not to mention everything else we're doing, Acting Speaker. Can't fit it all in a 10-minute speech, but there's also delivering $7.6 million for more community-based care to new mums in rural and regional areas through the Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies program. Delivering $47 million for the Student Health and Wellbeing program within schools, $31 million to support people living with eating disorders that are overwhelmingly young women and girls, and so much more. Acting Speaker, all of us in this place had the opportunity to hear from the phenomenal Rosie Batty in Parliament yesterday. After her son Luke died from family violence 10 years ago, she turned her grief into advocacy, and she was heard by this government. She reminded us yesterday that progress is not linear and that it takes long-term commitment and focus to make change. We are doing that here in Victoria. Because women and girls in this state deserve nothing less than a government that wants to end violence and see real action and real change to better their lives. From Landsborough to Lamplowh, Ararat to Avoca, Bo Peat to Beaufort and Wedderburn to Waterloo, women across Ripon deserve to feel safe, secure and respected. They deserve that in their homes, on their farms, at their football netball clubs, at local bars and restaurants, on public transport and everywhere in between. This bill, Acting Speaker, will help do just that by keeping Victoria at the forefront of gender equality in Australia. It focuses on dignity, respect and fairness, and I am so proud to be a part of a government that is bringing this bill to the House today. I commend the bill to the House.